So now we continue further with the RC circuits, which is considered to be the most interesting as well as very much important from your in general it is required for all engineering applications, not necessarily electronics engineering. It is the very typical first order device. Even in mechanical engineering, spring and mass, such kind of elements are there. So resistor capacitor network. So we shall spend appreciable amount of time on considering a voltage source and a resistor capacitor network, so that you understand everything, and not that you are able to solve the problem, but you should be able to think that it is your problem, means you understand each and every solving from within the mind, not because just it is said in the textbook, it is written on the whiteboard, or teacher is telling somehow. No, not. You should feel that yes, it is your solution. So now the things are very clear. What we means, based on the assumptions that voltage source, we talk of an ideal voltage source. When we say that it's an ideal voltage source, we presume that it is a practical voltage source, and then some kind of regulated power supply is prepared, so it is near ideal voltage source, means voltage across it will remain constant for a substantially large amount of range, which is very much sufficient for our application. So we know a voltage source, we know functioning of a resistor, how it functions, that V is equal to IR or I is equal to V upon R, and then we know capacitor. So with these three things in mind, we must be able to completely derive without any background information. You might have learned it maybe in the 11th, 12th, maybe in basic electrical engineering, but that prerequisite is not there. We very clearly know the concepts of voltage, or what we are required to know. I will specify it again very clearly. We must be well aware of voltage, either real understanding or we can say pseudo understanding, in the sense that okay, you should feel that you understand voltage. Prior to voltage, you must understand, we can say, electric charge, then voltage charge. We know time. So charge and time together give rise to electric current. It is rate of flow of charges. Then we know resistor, which is having a resistance value of R, and a relation between V is equal to I into R, or I is equal to V upon R. And then we also know capacitor C, for which we are having a relation V is equal to Q by C, or Q is equal to C into V. So based on all these things, we shall try to derive the expression for an RC circuit. I will derive it from scratch. Everybody should understand. So voltage source, charge, current, resistor, capacitor. Relation between charge and current is, that is a rate of flow of charge, and relationship between voltage and current for resistor is given. Relationship between voltage and charge for capacitor is given. Remember now that there is a substantial difference. For resist means, in general, most of the things which we come across are voltage, current. So charge is there, but in electrical engineering, you to a large extent talk about the relationship between voltage and current to a substantial extent. So for resistor, we are having I is equal to V upon R. Now this voltage at different points, this current at different point, through different paths, all these are real-time quantities. All these are real-time quantities. Therefore, even voltage also. So, all these quantities, instead of specifying directly as it is, listen very carefully now. What are the different terminologies? So, we use voltage Vt, we use It. These two terms we use. They indicate that voltage at given point of time, current at given point of time. With this now I will ask a question. You can either pause and try to solve it on your own, or you can continue to watch. It's your choice. So, suppose if I start with simple circuit, I have got a 1 volt voltage supply. I got a 1 volt voltage source. I got a switch. I got a 1 ohm resistor, and I have got a 1 farad capacitor. If you are able to solve this on your own, it's the biggest achievement. What I say, if you are able to solve on your own, by going through book, anybody can complete it. It is not important. This is switch S. It is a 1 volt voltage source, 1 farad capacitor, 1 ohm resistance, and this is, I say, output voltage or VOT. Now, yesterday only I had told you that when we specify resistor, once the value of resistor, that is resistance in ohms, is told, the resistor gets completely described. Whereas for capacitor, to get its complete description, we also need to tell what is the value of voltage across capacitor. I again repeat, because that is most significant difference between resistor and capacitor. Suppose if that this is a hanging resistance of value R, this is a hanging capacitor of value R, not in electrical circuit. Then if you measure using voltmeter voltage across it, it will always be 0. A hanging resistance, voltage across it will always be 0, whereas when you measure voltage across it, it can be anything. A capacitor of capacity C can be charged with any amount of charge leading to any voltage. So, a capacitor can remember capacitor in a state, so it can hold charge. A charge can be stored across the plates of the capacitor because of the property of charge to get distributed. You can force it on one plate and as well as on the other plate through charging part, which I think for which we spend a lot amount of time. Okay, so now when I ask the question, we shall start these things. So initially, resistance value is told, capacitor value is told 1 farad, but initially we say that the capacitor is discharged, means initially there is no voltage across the capacitor. Capacitor is given to you, uncharged capacitor. So remember very carefully, whenever a question is asked, you simply tell the resistance of 5 ohms, whereas when a capacitor is told, a capacitor of 10 farads holding this much amount of charge on it, or an uncharged capacitor of 1 farad. We have uncharged capacitor of 1 farad, 1 ohm resistance, 1 volt voltage source, and if I close the switch at t equal to 0, if switch S is closed at t equal to 0, derive the expression of view. Is the question clear? If the switch is closed at t equal to 0, derive the expression of out voltage across capacitor, or it is the I am taking output across the capacitor, so it is VOT. So in the given circuit, if switch is closed at t equal to 0, what will be the output expression? So now you can have a pause, think on your own. Don't use any, what we can say, previous information, in the sense that this might have been discussed earlier, but don't use that. Try to think afresh on your own and you should be able to do it. It is not so easy also. So I will just draw it in this part of the screen so that I will use the space. You will be able to work a lot. I am trying to explain it in the most simplest form. And I bet that there is no simpler form than this existent anywhere, even on the internet. So a 1 volt voltage source, a switch S, and a 1 ohm value also I have chosen so as the things get simplified. So we have to derive the expression for voltage across the capacitor. Derive expression for voltage across the capacitor. So now let us discuss it. Means what? See, as I have already stated, teaching in today's age is challenging in the sense that everything is known. Almost everything is known. When everything is known for the students, teaching becomes challenging because I have to tell something which is not so easily available elsewhere. So I will try my level best. This may be a classical differential equation that you might be aware of, but you may not be exactly aware how the differential equation is getting developed. So we try to develop that so that you get a feel that yes, it is mine. It is mine. So there are 2-3 approaches. First is direct differential equation, and second, what I try to do is we go by approximated development of equation. It is difference equation, whether difference from differential difference or from difference differential. There are 2 schools of thought. Let us try to adopt one way and let us begin slowly. So initially what will happen? It is told that the circuit consists of 1 volt voltage source, a switch S, and 1 ohm resistance and 1 farad uncharged capacitor. 1 ohm resistance, 1 farad uncharged capacitor. So this is the necessary and sufficient information available to us. So when I close the switch, at t equal to 0, we need to calculate. At t equal to 0, we need to calculate how much, I ask the question, how much current will flow at t equal to 0. I can write it IT. How much current will flow? It is a to a simple question. At t equal to 0, how much current will flow? And obviously it is told that uncharged capacitor. Uncharged capacitor. So you know that this is resistance. Resistance obeys Ohm's law. Resistance obeys Ohm's law. So I am trying my level best to explain it in most simple manner. So let this be point C. This and this are same point. This is point A, this is point B. Now I will write simple questions. What is VA0? What is VA0? Voltage of point A at t equal to 0. What is VB0? The bracket indicates at the given time instant. So what would be I, that is the current at t equal to 0? It is very clear. It is Ohm's law. I at t equal to 0 is VA0 minus VB0 upon R, that is 1 ohm. It is VA0 minus VB0. What is VA0? VA0 is 1. Since we have connected, this is a constant voltage source. So VAT in general, is constant and 1 volt. So I0 will be equal to VA0 is 1. What is VB0? What is VB0? VB0 is voltage across capacitor, and so there is no need to develop VOT separately. VBT, when we develop, that is VOT. So voltage across capacitor t equal to 0 is 0. So VI0 is 1. That is the current when I put the switch on is 1 amperes. The current when I put the switch on is 1 amperes. I think everyone has understood this. Current when I put the switch on is 1 amperes. Now, what is going to happen? I am trying my level best to explain. When current flows like this, means what? Current flows like this means it flows like this also, because this battery will give current here by taking current here, or in other words, battery will put electrons here and it will take electrons from here. So the equivalent flow of 1 ampere, those many electrons are now, means 1 ampere. 1 electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So listen very carefully. I am trying my level best to explain it in most simple manner. 1 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, that is equal to 1 upon very simple words I am using. 1 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to 19, that is equal to 1 upon 1.6 is 0.625 into 10 raised to 19, that is equal to 6.25 into 10 raised to 18. 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons are taken away. Current this way means electron this way. Means from the upper plate, 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons per second would be pulled, and those many will be pushed on the lower plate. So as the charges are taken from one plate and put on the other plate, the capacitor will get charged. So there would be a charge across the capacitor. Charge across the capacitor will lead to voltage V equal to Q upon C. C is 1 farad, so that will be the voltage. Means what will happen when I put the switch on, this plate will become positively charged, this plate will become negatively charged, there will be charge across the capacitor, means there will be voltage across the capacitor. Initially it was 0. So as voltage is getting developed, VAT is always 1 volt, but listen very carefully, but VBT, which was 0 initially, why 1 ampere current was the starting current? 1 ampere current was the starting current because VB0 was 0. But it is now like a Lenz's law, which you might have learned, that the VB0 equal to 0 allowed 1 ampere current to flow, but that 1 ampere current will change the value of VB, because as current is flowing, the capacitor is getting charged, voltage is getting developed across, so VB equal to 0 made 1 ampere current to flow, but that current flow will increase VB, so VB will not be 0, and if VB is not 0, then the current will not be 1 ampere, but current will be very less, or not very, somewhat less than 1 ampere. Is it clear? मराठीत सांगतो. सुरुवातीला कॅपॅसिटरच्या अक्रॉस व्होल्टेज 0 आहे. कॅपॅसिटर हा अनचार्ज कॅपॅसिटर म्हणून सांगितलेला आहे. त्यामुळं रेझिस्टरच्या एका बाजूला 1 व्होल्ट, दुसऱ्या बाजूला 0 व्होल्ट, रेझिस्टन्सची व्हॅल्यू 1 ओहम, म्हणून 1 एम्पियर करंट फ्लो होईल ॲट t इक्वल टू 0. पण 1 एम्पियर करंट फ्लो व्हायला सुरू झाला की कॅपॅसिटर चार्ज व्हायला सुरू होईल, आणि कॅपॅसिटर चार्ज व्हायला सुरू झाला की कॅपॅसिटरच्या अक्रॉस व्होल्टेज येईल की जे पूर्वी नव्हतं, आणि 1 एम्पियर करंट का आला होता तर VB 0 होतं, VA 1 आहे, VB 0, रेझिस्टन्स 1 म्हणून 1 एम्पियर आलता, पण त्यातला म्हणजे चार्जिंग व्हायला सुरुवात झाली की व्होल्टेज वाढेल, 1 एम्पियर करंट असणार नाही, आपोआप तो करंट कमी होईल. नाउ हाऊ वी हॅव टू डिराइव द एक्सप्रेशन इन मॅथमॅटिकल टर्म्स. आय विल explain it in very simple words further. So what we can do is, suppose if now you are having a good what we can say mobile on which you can take we can take the photographs. Suppose if we put a ammeter and you want to take a photograph, everything is fictional. We take at every nanosecond, I take photograph, or at every picosecond I take photograph, or what I will do, I want to find output VOT, or I can say same as VBT also, both are same, VB and VO. Then what I will do, I will try to take readings at first VB, and I will take at t equal to 0, VB0. Then I will take VB at next time instant delta t, where delta t is very small. Then I take next reading at what I do, I am trying to make it very simple so that you must understand. So I am taking readings at every interval of delta t, and delta t is negligibly, infinitesimally small. So I say this as the first sample, beginning sample VB0, this as VB1, this as VB2, this as VB3. So in general, I say that all voltages and currents, I say that VAN, VBN, IN, where the VB, what is VBN? VBN is equal to VBT at T is equal to N delta T, where delta T is the sampling interval. Where delta T is a sampling interval. Is it clear? So you take what? Now there are two approaches. One is classical approach, derive mathematical expression, then without any kind of approximation. But that mathematical expression sometimes becomes what we can say totally abstract. With abstract means not connected to us. We feel that it is not ours. So I am trying my level best to explain the things so that you should feel it as yours. So what is asked? VBT is to be calculated. Now we take readings at regular intervals. Not means now instead of the output voltage or any voltage or current which is expected to be a continuous variable, we make it a discrete variable. Means we take its values at regular intervals at every nanosecond, picosecond or smaller. It is everything is fictional. Means it is that you should be able to understand that. Now if we do it like this, then we try to derive the expression. So, and we have some approximation also. So what will happen so we are having IN, VAN, and or we can have it VO sometimes, VON, and this we can also say as VIN. This is VIN and VIN and VON. So here I have to just point A and point B. I think now it is very simple. So now initially what would be I0? I0 would be V in 0 minus VO0 upon R. That R is equal to 1. So I0 would be V in 0 minus VO0 in this case. Right? This is simple expression. Or in general, IN would be V in N minus VON. That is the current would be simply difference of voltage at two ends upon the resistance, that is 1 in this case. Now what will happen? When current starts flowing, when I calculate current at the beginning instant when I start the circuit, then I know that this current is going to increase the voltage, and which will be having an impact on the value of current itself, because the current is VA minus VB is current. IT is equal to VAT minus VBT. But that IT is going to have an impact on VBT. It is a differential impact, but I am trying to explain simple words now. Now what will happen? I am having T-axis. This is delta T into rho. So whatever is here as I0. Now I0, the current of 1 ampere starts flowing. Let us assume, this assumption is wrong but not so wrong. If this much current which you have computed flows at time delta t, if what is I? It is the number of charges flowing. So when 1 ampere means 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons are removed in 1 second. So if this delta T is very small, then when I go for next reading, the current would have changed this VE, BV or VO. So what would be VO1? If I0, that is initial current, is 1 amperes, then what would be VO1 is very interesting question. You can put a pause, think on your own, and you can tell the answer or you can give the answer. It's a very fundamental question. So what is VO1? VO1 will be the voltage across capacitor after delta T time passes from the beginning. When the thing started, at that time VO0 was 0. At that time, obviously VO0 was 0. As VO0 was 0 and Vin 0 means this Vin is always constant 1 volt. This is always constant because it's constant voltage, so 1 volt. So this is IO is equal to, so I0 is equal to 1 minus 0, that is equal to 1 amperes. So this started. So VO0 was 0. Current of 1 ampere started flowing. What that current of 1 ampere will do? That current of 1 ampere, if flows for time delta t, current, listen, this is fundamental issue. Current of 1 ampere, if flows for time delta t, then it will be resulting into accumulation of charge of delta t. A delta t charge will be developed across the capacitor, and voltage across the capacitor will be delta t upon, that is charge upon capacitance, which I have chosen deliberately to be 1 farad. So delta t upon 1, so delta t. So VO1 is equal to delta t. VO1 is delta t. The most important thing is that a current I0, so I will try to have a table. It's very interesting table, I think. Such a simplest RC charging you will never find on any internet material. So I write it in most simple manner. We may be required to have few more lectures so that the final things are developed. So n equal to 0, V in n, VON and IN. you can have this. You can, those who want to complete on their own can put a pause and complete this table on their own, which is not an impossible thing. At n equal to 0, one thing, V in n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, n equal to 4. V in 1 is always 1, 1, 1. It's constant. What is VON? VON was VON at n equal to 0. The capacitor was initially uncharged. So, an uncharged capacitor. An uncharged capacitor will give rise to VON at 0. What is IN? IN is, that is very important, which you can do very easily. IN, which is equal to V in n minus VON, and that is equal to 1. So initially V in n is a constant voltage source, always 1. VON at n equal to 0 is given as 0, uncharged capacitor, and IN is equal to this minus this. Now n equal to 0 and n equal to 1, the time interval in readings is delta t. Time interval in readings is delta t. So this VON would be what? I think here you are expected to derive a general expression. So VON will be equal to, in the previous time slot, ION was flowing. So now you are at n equal to 1. At n equal to 1, VON is previous voltage at previous sample plus how much voltage is added because of this. We assume that this remains constant because this is negligibly small. So when 1 ampere current flows for delta t, it adds charge of delta t, means voltage of delta t, because capacitance value is 1. It adds, means previous it was 0. So it would be delta t. It would be delta t. So I can say VON is equal to VON minus 1 plus VON, that is the voltage across the capacitor at nth sampling, is voltage across the capacitor at previous sampling plus what I can say, delta V. What is delta V? Delta V is voltage added due to charging. What is the delta V? That delta V is equal to time delta t into the charging current in previous slot. We assume that it is constant. So I n minus 1. So VON is equal to VON minus 1 plus delta t into IN minus 1. Delta t into IN minus 1. This is the final expression, and with this you can compute anything. What is this IN minus 1? That also you can put. VON is equal to VON minus 1 plus delta t into bracket. What is IN minus 1? IN minus 1 is V in n minus 1 minus VON minus 1. VON is equal to VON minus 1 plus delta T into Vin n minus 1 minus VON minus 1. So with this is a difference equation. This is difference equation which you can further simplify, but you can compute now. So what this would be? 1 minus delta T. 1 minus delta T. What this would be? Delta T plus delta T into 1 minus delta T. What is this? 1 minus this whole, and so on. So you can compute, you can complete the table. You can complete the table. Is it clear? So without going for any kind of differential equation as such. So differential equation is something of which human being is allergic. Differential equation is something about which human being is allergic. This means normal equations I like, but differential equation I get somewhat demotivated. Therefore, without differential equations, you can compute numerically also by this method. I think it is quite easy to understand. With this now, we can switch to the differential equation. We can switch to differential equation. So, what is the theme? But that is the how voltage will change if you write a simple program in C or MATLAB or Python, which you might be aware. You can easily compute, and you can start with the delta T as 1 picosecond, 10 raised to minus 12 seconds, and you can easily complete this expression by using this, it is a very simple work that you can do. And what will you find? Common sense. This is a common sense prevails. So initially there was more current, so voltage was increasing. Now as voltage increases, what is the reason of the current? Input voltage minus output voltage upon resistance. So the current is input voltage minus output voltage. But as so, input voltage is always 1, output voltage was 0. As there was voltage difference, current started flowing. So current is input voltage minus output voltage. As current starts flowing, that will increase the output voltage. Input voltage has remained fixed. So the difference, that is input voltage 1, output voltage 0, was the cause for the current. The current means that cause is producing the effect, that is the current is reducing the cause. So that current will lead to increase in output voltage, that will reduce the current. So voltage will increase, but increase voltage will reduce the current. That current will make the voltage to increase further, but with reduced rate. So the output, you can actually complete this numerical as exercise of, say, data structure algorithm, and you can plot the graph VO0, VO1, VO2, VO3, VO4, VO5, and if you plot a simple graph, you will find that each time the difference with which the output voltage is increasing reduces, and output voltage will continue to increase forever. Output voltage will continue to increase forever, but the rise with which it is increasing in every interval reduces. This is exponential rise, which we can solve using differential equation. So we now go for differential equation. Differential equation is very simple. For capacitor, what is the linear equation between voltage and charge? For capacitor, the linear equation between voltage and charge is very simple. That is Q is for a capacitor. For a capacitor, the simple equation is Q is equal to C into V. So dQ by dt is what? Now it's further interesting that C into V. Then whether C is constant? Yes. If C is not constant, if C is also changing, then this would have become further complex. C dV by dt plus V dC by dt. But C is constant, so C dV by dt for capacitor. What is dQ by dt? This current I. Since it is for capacitor, ICT is equal to C dVCT by dt. So this is the expression for relationship between current and voltage for the capacitor. So capacitor possesses a differential relationship between current and voltage. Capacitor possesses a differential relationship between current and voltage, and this differential relationship leads to a differential equation. Today I will complete the differential equation and you should try to solve it on your own, otherwise we can solve it. So here what will happen now, it is very simple in the sense that yes, we want to have now that this A and B is now not that way needed, we can remove it. So what is IT? IT is equal to V in T minus V as defined by resistor. But for capacitor, the same IT flows through capacitor. So for this capacitor, this current is I, this voltage is V. So IT is equal to, for capacitor, this is expression for as decided by resistor. For capacitor, relationship between I and V, VO would be C is 1, so D VOT by D as governed by capacitor. Since it is series circuit, since there is no other arm here, since it is series circuit, so this I can say IRT, ICT. IRT is this, ICT is this. Since it is series circuit with no other arm, both are equal. So V in T minus VOT is equal to dVOT by dt. When we write the form in the differential equation expressed in some certain form, so taking this on the other side, dVOT by dt plus VOT is equal to V in T. This is the differential equation. So what is the solution? VOT is to be found out from this. So this I leave it as a homework which you should complete. Next time we shall explain it in detail. Thank you.